Hello and welcome to April 9. Scissors. Pop them in my little pot. Now I've found the Optimum University Gaming Ramble at the camera position. Function generator, circuit board, motherboard. I didn't build them circuit boards, they were student projects from the skip. And of course, well, I actually have proper sound on my speaker up there. My electron lamp. In fact, I'll show you my shelf. How about that? Awesome. I also have terrible news. Mother spied on one of my videos. It ain't gonna stop me collecting. I just make sure not to fill up this room to the point I can't get in the door. There is a limitation of this room. There isn't... While it's actually bigger than my room at home, it is actually... Well, the storage is very poorly designed in comparison. I have optimum storage at home. This is actually a dual tag video to Mr. Benways saying about what do you like in a channel? Well, first thing number one, it has to be related to some subject I'm interested in, such as electronics, games, computers, something like that. Two, the person's gotta say, be amusing, have a personality, throw passion into it. Because just like pure gameplay videos are only really interesting if you're watching one of a game that you're interested in or something that you're interested in. And lecture videos, like where university lectures are filmed on YouTube, Jesus Christ, what a way to fall asleep. Yeah, I've never lasted more than 10 minutes on one of them. It's like, how to use an oscilloscope. This will be, say this is an oscilloscope. You have your knob for changing your horizontal, you have your knob for changing your vertical. Clickety click click, that's how you use an oscilloscope. It doesn't need to be long-winded, and then it'll going into the specifics of how the fucking thing works. Basically, you have to have good personality, and it needs to be of a subject of interest to me. And sometimes I just like outright comedy, but then who doesn't? That's Mr. Benways one. I also said about what videos you like that you made. Well, I've only got one. The Acorn Electron stop frame animation, which ever since it went up, I've had a regular stream of subscribers coming in, roughly about one every video uploaded. Which is good, because it's something unique, it stands out. There aren't, well, I haven't seen ever any other stop frame animations involving and starring computers and oscilloscopes, as well as an EEPROM chip at the end. I also, thanks for that, I also have a subject. The other thing was, one by Electric Adventures, which if I remember correctly, and in fact I can check, is one of my subscribers. And I really must at some point in my life check out the people who sub to me channels, because I haven't. Wrong putty button thing down, yes. That's an awesome tune. Where is it? It's on the upper page, isn't it? There. God. One of these. Here we go, this looks like it. Voila! Electric Adventures, there we go, just one of my subscribers. You sub to me. I really need to check out the people who sub to me channel videos, and that some aren't ones who have done videos, some are. How late is it? It's not even late. Not late at all. I don't know if that focused or not. But if it didn't, I can't be asked to care. I have my usual geeky ranking, and his one was basically, what about something to do with, like, different versions of software. What versions do you get? Well, I'll tell you what versions I get. Whatever is on the shelf of the store. Laser. And that's that. If it's computer equipment, which I do like the hardware, I will always try and go for the first model. The first release. If not, and it's too rare, I will just go for whatever I can get my grubby little mitts on. But software, I'm not so much a software collector. I will buy software, obviously, but I don't go really hoarding it. Although if I do get something included with something which is rare on my eBay purchases, I do keep it. Also, unsurprisingly, oh god, it's shone in my eye. Yeah, lasers. Nice greeny laser. Yee. Look at the patterns it makes. You should be able to see that. Class 2 device, you don't want to stare into it. Ah yes, Class 2, exactly what's used in supermarket till recipients. Yeah. Class 2 is actually dangerous to the eyes, as long as you're like staring at it for a period of time. Quick, won't do anything, but yeah, when I was little I used to stare into the checkout laser tills. I don't know whether that has any relation to why I'm wearing glasses now, because, well, lasers burn out the retina, they don't really affect the lenses. But it makes pretty patterns, and it's green, and I love green lasers. I love lasers, because lasers are plain more. There's certain technology types I love more than others. Lasers are one of those, same with VFDs and CRTs. I cannot be asked to go through the list. This thing is quite noisy, it actually. Well, it has its motor that moves all the little split up, like one split beam dots around. That's really noisy, and then I think it has an internal fan in it which is constantly going. As well, because when you turn off the other motor, it still makes a noise. So that means, well, it means cake, doesn't it? And, well, it doesn't. No, I'm just rambling, okay? This is what I do. And of course, that means I'm going to need just things I like it to be in a certain one position. There we go, that's perfect. Makes nice patterns on the ceiling at night. It's nice to wake up to in the morning. It's just going, cool lasery thing. How much time have we got left? Enough. And well, there's that, and I've forgotten what I was on about, because it's the usual sort of shit with me. And we load that up, and we have one of my favourite websites. Is it really that surprising? Which is so geeky, it's Computer of the Day in. What a system I wouldn't mind having. But then systems, when they are extremely rare, and when they do pop up on eBay, they go for silly money. 50 odd quid plus. I'm sleepy. Anyways, with that, yeah, function generator needs some TLC. It doesn't display quite correct waveforms, but it should be an easy fix. When I can figure out how to get this bloody case open, it's more challenging than most other things, than everything else to open. I think it's one of the things that was designed never to be opened again, but it's made in England. Proper engineering. I may even gain a new oscilloscope soon, because the person who gave me this university lecture says he's going to be getting rid of some oscilloscopes soon. Well, yes, and nice, another oscilloscope. You see, oscilloscopes are like multimeters. You can never have quite... Back to what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted by the memory card getting full. Oscilloscopes, why? Well, it'd be kind of handy to have one up here at uni and still retain the one at home for debugging purposes, because, yeah, smoke alarm on the ceiling won't allow me to solder in here, but there's nothing wrong with trying to debug stuff. Because when stuff breaks, I like to know what's gone wrong and whether it can be fixed. Plus, it would just be a nice upgrade. Not that the little scope would find its use, probably still, because, well, single place. Then you have one scope, and maybe you have a dual trace, and then you can measure 3 signals at once. Really fantastic. I have my function generator, which is a square wave. Bloody hell, my brain's really gone today. Digital wave, square wave, and sine wave. And then there's these which I don't quite understand. And then you've got your frequency selection range and your fine-tune frequency. You've also got a pull for, which I'm guessing is your duty cycle, and your volts from peak to peak. 5 volt PLL logic, and of course your outputs, and there's your power button, and a few other things that I don't fully understand. I will have to get it. The next issue comes is, what the hell do I call my uni room other than Lair Mark II? I can't really do Geek Lab despite it looking more like a lab, aka home, because Mr. VX has got the copyright to that title, so any ideas come through, do feel free to tell. My hair is also long enough to eat. Both sides, not just the back. But also both sides. And the fringe. Or a part of it, because I did my own haircut trim. And also, if I turn around and you see me from the back and mistake me for a girl, you can be forgiven. I just reviewed one of my videos. But you know what? Sod the haircut. I like it like this. Although it's a pain in the arse to wash in the morning, but that's everything. Just getting out of bed's a pain in the arse in the morning. I have to have 4 alarms to get me up. Sound alarm clock has 2 alarm settings. iPod here, this thing up there. These 2 basically force me out of bed. The 2 over there just give me a prior warning to what's coming. Basically. It seems to work pretty well, that I won't need to make any upgrades to the system like I thought I would when I first came here. And it manages to get me up without fail. I have to resist myself from crawling back into the bed though after switching them off. and summon myself towards the shower, even when it's cold in the room, which is utterly horrible. But that's the way life is. It's kind of important I don't oversleep and miss 2 hours of rambling followed by 2 hours of work on the labs where we did what they rambled about, and I ask questions because, well, when you tell me something, I will instantly forget it. Show me it, and I might remember it. Let me do it myself, and it's in there. And that's one reason I have one of these. You can record it so you can review it back at later dates. And that is really handy. Scratch my ear. And, yeah, so I also managed to get my Bible up here. Now, I'm thinking that when I mention the word Bible, most of you are going to think of a book with the word Bible written on it. Well, if you're thinking that, you are wrong. This is my Bible. As you can tell, it's been read more than a well-loved porn mag. With tattered pages, tears, creases, scribbles, and that everywhere in it. I've done pretty much all but 2 projects in here, which is where is it? The Sumo Bot and the Theme Walker. And others I've built more than one capable thing of. I built a few Siamets, I built quite a few thingies. The solar rollers, I never did a solar roller specifically, but I used the concept of the solar engines to roll them. And I would highly recommend this book to anyone with an interest in electronics and robotics, because this gave me the fundamental knowledge to start learning what I learned. Fundamental knowledge to actually start doing shit with the circuit. Shit that I've salvaged. Highly recommended book, brilliant read, highly entertaining, and this will be one I have forever. I cherish it always, even when the pages are falling out, I'll be taping them back in. It is such an awesome book. You need this if you're into electronics, and that I would highly recommend it. Fantastic. Get that back up there. Something just fell over, didn't it? Probably. What else do we have? Nothing that I haven't really shown you now. So what is there to talk about? Well, I'm doing quite nicely on my course. I do need to book an appointment with one of the teachers about the thing to do with I don't even know what it's called, working out, like, not Moore's Law, it's someone else who has a name like that, because Moore's Law is like, the chip will double in power, speed, but shrink by times 2. Oh, I'm tired. I have pretty much spent all day doing MATLAB, which is basically matrices, and well, basically you got matrices, which is nice complex formulary type thing with symbols and all that. Once you know what all that is, which is the hard part, you get to the bare bones maths, and you know what? It's what you did in bloody school. So that's not too much of a problem. You just pull out a calculator to do the sums you don't know. If you really want to, you can work it all out on paper. But if you get something like 7s and 8s times tables, which I do not know, you're going to need a calculator, or you're going to be there for a very, very long time, counting it all up on your fingers. Yes, maths is one of those things that, when you know the trick to it, easy. But knowing that trick is very hard. and applying it to something useful. Yes, it's like primary school. What's algebra for? They never ever know. It's actually told you what it was used in. It's just like, you need it. Yeah? In what? What do you need algebra in? You need it for examples for working out MATLAB. Matrices, working out unknown values of resistors. They never ever 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 tell you what it's for. Oh, in case you want to be a mathematician. I'm not going to be a mathematician. School teachers need to get clued up in what they're actually teaching, what all these aspects of it mean. It's like the theory of electronics. Theoretically, the electrons go from positive to negative. When actually, they actually go from negative to positive, which renders that other point useless. Why didn't they update it? To this day it's still wrong. Why? Why didn't they update it? There's some things I do not understand in electrons, like they call the negative ground and earth. And they also call the actual physical connection of stabbing a copper pipe into the ground and wrapping a wire at ground and earth. And between the two, when you're trying to work out a circuit, can get extremely confusing. I don't understand why. Why don't they make it like earth is earth, ground is negative? They're two completely different. But nope, they can mean both. And plus, when you first hear the word ground, you instantly think, oh, ground. Yeah, there's some of the reasons why early circuits fail. Because you don't understand the terminology. In the end, you just end up making your own terminology, like I did for the computer character set of lights. So you've got the noughts and crosses thing, the A thing, once again interrupted by the memory chip running out. Well, it leaves it, and I was talking about computer characters. You've also got the star, the and symbol, various arrow things. You got the good old pound. As an Englishman, pounds are a real brilliant currency, the strongest in the world. You go everywhere else and everything's cheaper, most of the time anyway. But it also makes you realise how much you're ripped off in your own country by everything being extortionately expensive. And well, with the recession, no one can afford it. There's also a council estate out the back there, and you hear them having chatty little arguments. It's just God, it's quite amusing actually. Good thing is we're protected by a big spiky fence. So we're safe, and anyway, if they come in here, you just smack them over the head with this function generator. You just stab them with a screwdriver. Smash my dirty dinner plate over the head. Oh, funny, slapsticky type comedy fights. I can't even remember why the hell I was on this now. I've just looked at my monitor and just saying, I wasn't looking at my videos list. I was looking at them for some reason, but I've forgotten why. Now, I can't remember their name. The WrestleTube, that's it. They have been on my TikTok anticipating me getting an Amiga, basically. Here we go, WrestleTube 1, and we've got Wonder What's Going for your next awesome retro and Amiga. I have plans for which Amiga to get. I just haven't got round to getting it yet. I will get one eventually. It's just one of those things, it's like waiting for one of Mr. Benway's system reviews. It takes a while, so the anticipation builds and builds and builds, and then when you finally get it, it's like, Well, there's a very smutty way I can use to describe that, but I'm not going to. Especially when I'm going... I think you can guess where I'm coming from. And upon that, it is currently 10:03 to that clock. 10:03 to that clock. 10:08.5 to my watch. And same with my computer. So yeah, them two digital clocks are not very accurate on time compared to my expensive watch on my laptop. So these are two reliable devices. And what about my iPod? Yes, I have an iPod. And picking up my iPod reminds me about, and that's the same with the computer, reminds me about Steve Jobs passing away. If you've watched up to this point, you are doing very well. So this is one long extended rambling thing. To Steve Jobs, now you get everyone who gates at this, but actually, Apple, what they do, at least they try to be original. They build on concepts. They tried things similar to this years ago, failed. They try again now and succeed. Yes, some of their products are overpriced. Yes, they're not perfect. But actually, someone like Steve Jobs, actually, yeah, it is sad that man has passed away, and at such a young age to pass away. Cancer can be such a bastard. It's also come to light why he hates Android, and actually I can see why. Because everyone else, what do? They rip off iPods. Everyone moans about the iPod. You get people who moan and say, yeah, shit, Apple's shit. It's like, but you're still buying products which are essentially ripping Apple off. So yes, as a tribute to Steve Jobs, he will be missed because that is probably the last pioneer. That is one less of the few pioneers of computing left. And the last functioning pioneer of computing still going, because Sinclair no longer makes computers, none of the others do. All what you're left with is Microsoft. Well, they do nothing new and revolutionary. Seminole was basically fixing their cock up with Vista. So really, the only pioneer, Steve Jobs. And hopefully his company can continue to create rather quite awesome products. And if I could afford it, I would have a Mac. But I'd also still run on a PC, well, you might as well be literate in all systems rather than just one. As going into Cisco, doing my Cisco course, you need to be literate in all the server technologies. Microsoft Windows, no, you want to be literate in Unix, Linux. I don't even know them all yet, but still a lot of learning process. I'm only at the beginning of the first year, so there's a lot to learn. But I'm already picking up. I can convert binary to normal numbers. For example, if I can find the binary table, which I have got, here we go, the binary table. We'll do a simple one. So we have binary. Now we don't still switch off here. So let's say we have, let's cut out all them zeros. Let's go with the 4-bit value, 4-bit number. So 0, 1, 1, 0, mainly because I can't be asked to get a calculator out and do all the adding. So you have, there's a 1 at the 4, so you add 4 with 2. So basically, wherever there's a 1, you take that number and add it with wherever else there is a 1. And you have it all in the sort of doubling the numbers, and that's for doing hexadecimal, which I'm not going to go into now, but I know how to do that. So basically you have 4 add 2. 4 add 2 is 6. So 0, 1, 1, 0 is 6. Now I've just looked at that and worked out. If we go to an 8-bit value, we add 6 to 128, because that's 128 there. And we've got a 1 on the 128. So 128 adds 6, 128, 129, 130, 131, 132, 133, 134. 134. And that's why things like Jim Plays Games 128 subscriber specials look like something like 100,000 or 1 million, 10 million. Because when you know binary, you know it all. That's just logon details to something to do with the university. Nothing I really, mind you, that font size, I probably can't see it. And anyway, the thing is you don't get the full picture of how to do that, so yeah, you don't even, so yeah, you can put in the web address, it won't come up how you want it to, because you have to do it in a very special way. Now this is very much an extended rambling of just whatever comes to my mind at the point. Such as this beastie. One of my new toys with a nice lasery in it. I'm currently in the process of restoring this. There's been a battery leak in the past which has led to damage to the board in there. And I wasn't able to find all the things. There we go, it's got the mirror back. But it does look kind of cool. Be nice to get it up and running though. And it's from 1995, and as far as I know it runs on an 88 CPU, so essentially 1980 style IBM PC design to this. Them old IBM 80s PCs do not go cheap. Most of them are from the US. You don't get that many going in the UK, and when they do pop up, they're damn expensive. And of course, well, we have these. I didn't make these. These are like old student projects I saved from being thrown away. Yes, I've already been at work saving stuff, and they've got lovely chips on, which are incredibly useful. Binary counters and stuff. Binary counters. I know how binary works. Question is, what's 9 in binary? 9 in binary will be 1001. Probably going to be bordering on close to around half an hour-ish worth of footage now. If you watched up to this point, I can congratulate you highly, because not even my brother can put up with my ramblings on YouTube. He lives with it 24/7, why would he want an extra 10-20 minutes of it? So, well, what can I tell you more? Well, there's a PlayStation 2, my brother's PlayStation 2 set up in me sitting room with that and that, and press T on the floor to do stuff. And you know what? It runs in very nicely with me. Do loads of work, reward myself at the end of the day after working really hard. There you go, not distraction, it's actually work as part of my work reward scheme. You worked very hard? Reward yourself with an hour of playing on Turrican. Not playing on the emulator version. I did want to do a review of Super Turrican SNES 2. Super Turrican 2. let's be honest, I can't be asked tonight. I can't be asked. So, sorry, I'll do it another night. And of course we have stuff, and I need to do a proper Ratchet and Clank review type thing when I can be asked to do that. And stuff, and and on megabus.com, tickets from £1. Sniper! I don't even know if that's showing that. Sniper! That's better, that was better. Trying to hit the eye hole in the door. No. You can move it. Who doesn't like lasers? Lasers are awesome. Question is, what wins? So what is there to do other than turn this knob and play with my knob? My knob? Oh, that's so smutty, but brilliant. This video is going to take fucking forever to compile. Anyway, I think I should end it there. I give a big congratulations to everyone who watched this the whole way through, who can actually put up with over half an hour of my shit, just rambling shit. Because if you can put up with that, you have to probably be the most patient person on earth. But other than that, I haven't got much else to say that is really relevant. And stuff. I might take the camera out tonight actually and do a few filming of random things around the uni just for the hell of it. Just for something to do because I'm bored. Girls are watching some crappy love film in the sitting room. I don't have a clue where Mike is. Tia is probably out clubbing again. It's the German girl Tina and the other one who come back from South Africa because she's like an England World Cup cricket England. She was playing in that. Women's. That's brilliant. Any sports fans would be like, oh, you're playing in the World Cup. Awesome, I'd say. Awesome. Go for it and whoop their asses. Cricket wasn't a bad sport as long as you're the batter or bowler. If you're the fielder, it involves standing around getting bored, and every time, by the time the ball actually did come anywhere near you, your attention was elsewhere. Maybe you'd noticed a skip truck on the road going by a road on the other side of the field and wondered what beautiful wonders was in the skip. Hopefully I'll gain a new oscilloscope soon, that'd be awesome. You can never. It would be handy to have a second one and also give me more capabilities measuring more than one trace. Don't know if I'll get probes included, probably not, but that's no worry, you can just get them at map lens. There's a map lens in the town. Well, one of the towns, this has to be the weirdest set up town on earth. It's like, we'll just combine into one. Anyway, that shall do for tonight's ramblings. I shall start compiling this and uploading it. It won't take that long to upload because of having a decent bandwidth here, which I don't get at home. This will probably take 10 years to upload at home. Here it will probably take 10 minutes, probably less than that. Anyway, for those of you who actually watch the end of this, bloody well done, because not many people can persevere my ramblings for that long. I don't blame anyone who hit the back button, honestly, or hits the dislike button. It's just too long of just me rambling shit. But it's about time I did a full-on just rambling shit video, which I haven't done properly yet. Well, no, I have. Just rambling about whatever comes to mind. If it ends up reasonably popular, I might make it a more common occurrence, but then again, it'll probably just be like whenever I'm asked. With work being done all the time at uni, I don't get a lot of time to fit in much fun. Actually, I am enjoying uni, it's good. It's good fun. Learning a lot too. Thanks for watching, and see you when I next see ya. I need to do something else now.